Historical roots, a unique diaspora. The relationship between Japan and Brazil did not begin in Japan itself, but on the other side of the world. In the early 20th century, thousands of Japanese emigrated to Brazil in search of better opportunities, mainly to work on coffee plantations. Over time, that first migration grew into the largest Japanese community outside Japan, with more than 2 million descendants. This human bridge never disappeared decades later. It reversed direction, as the descendants of those early migrants began to look toward Japan as a land of possibilities. Thus was born a unique relationship, a story of back-and-forth migration between two nations that, while distant on the map, are now closely connected through families, memories, and shared roots. The Dekasegi phenomenon, reverse migration. In the 1980s and 1990s, Japan experienced rapid economic growth but faced a major problem. There were not enough workers for jobs considered unattractive to the local population. The Japanese government opened its doors to descendants of Japanese immigrants, known as Nikkei, primarily from Brazil and Peru, so they could work in factories and manual labor positions. This gave rise to the Dekasegi phenomenon, a Japanese term meaning to work away from home. Entire families left Brazil hoping to improve their lives, often earning in 1 month in Japan what would have taken much longer to save back home. Yet, prosperity also came with sacrifices, long workdays, cultural adaptation, and, in many cases, temporary separation from loved ones. Numbers and community growth. At its peak around 2008, more than 300,000 Brazilians lived in Japan, making it one of the largest foreign communities in the country. The global financial crisis that same year hit hard, prompting many to return to Brazil, but a significant number stayed and put down roots. Today, the Brazilian community numbers around 200,000 residents, many of them permanent residents. This means it is no longer just about temporary workers, but about families who have built lives in Japan, raising children, starting businesses, and establishing a stable presence in several prefectures. Cities such as Hamamatsu in Shizuoka and Oizumi in Gunma are well-known centers of Brazilian life in Japan, where Portuguese can be heard in the streets and local businesses cater to this community. Complex integration. Japanese appearance, Brazilian identity. One of the most fascinating aspects of this migration is the question of identity. Many descendants have Japanese physical features but feel culturally Brazilian. This creates a paradox. In Brazil, they were often seen as the Japanese, while in Japan, they are regarded as the Brazilians. This dual perception sometimes makes integration difficult, as they don't fully fit into either society. Language plays a key role. Portuguese is usually spoken at home, while Japanese is learned in school or at work. As a result, many Nikkei live in a hybrid cultural space. They listen to samba, but also watch anime. They celebrate carnival yet respect Japanese customs. This clash and fusion of identities is one of the most striking traits of the community. Circular migration between Brazil and Japan. Unlike other foreign communities that settle permanently, the Brazilian experience in Japan has often been marked by circular migration. Many families initially plan to stay only a few years, save money, and return to Brazil to improve their living conditions. Some achieved this and stayed home. Others returned to Brazil only to migrate back to Japan later due to limited opportunities in their home country. This back-and-forth movement has created a unique dynamic, with families completing 3 or even 4 cycles of migration. There are even neighborhoods in Brazil where almost every house was built with money earned in Japan. Thus, migration is not only geographical, but also economic, social, and cultural, constantly linking the two worlds. Bilingual education and school communities. Education has been one of the biggest challenges for the Brazilian community in Japan. Aware of the importance of preserving language and culture, Brazilians established dozens of private schools where Portuguese is the language of instruction and the Brazilian curriculum is followed. Today, there are more than 80 Brazilian schools in Japan. Still, many families choose to enroll their children in Japanese public schools, where students face a double challenge: learning Japanese and adapting to a stricter, more disciplined educational system compared to Brazil. While difficult at first, this bilingual experience has produced young people fluent in 2 languages and cultures, giving them valuable advantages in both academic and professional fields. Challenges for the second generation. The second generation of Brazilians in Japan has grown up between 2 worlds, often facing difficulties along the way. Many children have suffered bullying at school for speaking a different language or not mastering Japanese perfectly. Others have felt the pressure of parents urging them to take full advantage of the opportunities in Japan to achieve what the parents themselves could not. As a result, some young people left school early to work in factories, repeating their parents' labor patterns. Yet, there are also inspiring stories of migrant children who entered Japanese universities, became professionals, and truly embodied the bridge between Brazil and Japan. Their stories reflect both the struggles and the potential for integration within the community. Economic and cultural contributions. Brazilians in Japan have contributed not only labor to the economy, but also rich cultural vitality. Brazilian music, carnival, cuisine, and even football have become visible symbols of the community. In several Japanese cities, Brazilian festivals draw crowds of both Nikkei and Japanese eager to experience a taste of Brazil in Asia. Many Brazilians have also opened businesses, from churrascarias to import shops, boosting local economies. In the workforce, their participation in factories and the service sector has been vital to sustaining industries that might otherwise struggle due to shortages of Japanese workers. Visibility and shared identity. The Brazilian community has helped Japan reflect on its own national identity. For decades, Japan saw itself as a homogeneous society, but the presence of thousands of Nikkei Brazilians has shown that diversity can also be part of its reality. Although they have not always been fully recognized, Brazilians have carved out a space of visibility that has benefited other foreign communities in Japan as well. This shared identity of belonging yet remaining distinct offers a powerful example of what it means to live between cultures and adapt without losing one's roots. A shared future. Looking to the future, the Brazilian community will continue to play an important role in Japanese society. Japan faces a serious demographic challenge with an aging population and a need for young, skilled workers. Nikkei Brazilians and their descendants can become a vital bridge helping Japan move toward a more inclusive society. Their decades of experience prove that it is possible to live with multiple identities, contribute to the host country, and keep one's culture alive. The future of Brazil-Japan relations lies not only in governments and treaties, but also in the everyday lives of thousands of families who build a multicultural space of coexistence day by day.